You know what this is going to be about, right?
I apologize.
So Jeff Jackson has posted an apology to TikTok for all his TikTok viewers. Let's see how this goes.
I did not handle this situation well from top to bottom, and that is why I have been completely roasted on this app over the last 48 hours, and I get it. If I were in your shoes, I would probably feel the same way.
So first impressions is that he's dressing casually, he's speaking slowly and softly, but more importantly, he's trying to relate to our position as viewers, essentially using language to draw himself closer to us. Yeah, guys, like, we're the same. Like, I mean, if I were in your position, I'd feel the same way. I've been in your position. I know what it's like to see politicians say one thing and do another. We're all in this together. But now that I'm in this position, I can see things a little bit differently than you can. But like, we're still close.
I would see someone who used this app to build a following and then appears to have voted against it, and I would be upset. And I would feel like I deserved more of an explanation. So here goes.
People are not misunderstanding. They're not confused. He voted against it in totality. And this is why he positioned himself the way he did in the beginning of the video. He's always super relatable on this app as a way to draw people in and say that I'm just one of the people that is now in this position of power. But now that he has power, he votes against the people. There's no real mistaking that. That's exactly what he did.
I like this app. I've been able to reach a lot of people and hear directly from them, and it's been great. I'm also in Congress, and I've been a part of some briefings about this app that were genuinely alarming. When I was reading the bill, the part I agreed with was the part that tries to force a sale, because I figured this would just be a better app if we didn't have to worry about the stuff that comes with it being potentially controlled by an adversarial government.
So let's debunk this part real quick. We all know it's not true. The Intercept reports U.S. intelligence has produced no evidence that the popular social media site has ever coordinated with Beijing. And just a little bit further down the article, it says, in interviews and testimony to Congress about TikTok, leaders of the FBI, CIA, and the Director of National Intelligence have, in fact, been careful to qualify the national security threat posed by TikTok as purely hypothetical, meaning not real. Given the amount of times that Shou Chu has had to reiterate he's from Singapore and not Chinese, I would venture to guess that the U.S. government and Congress is relying on Americans' racism against East Asians to paint the entire app as Chinese-owned. Meaning that what Jeff Jackson just said about TikTok being a legitimate threat currently is a cell phone. But let's go further.
The part I didn't like was the part that threatens a ban.
Huh?
Half the country is on this app.
No shit.
It has become a force for good in the lives of millions of people. So I weighed those two things, and the reason I voted for it was because I genuinely believe the chance of a ban is practically zero for a lot of reasons: financial, political, geopolitical. I just don't think there's any real chance of a ban. I still believe that, but maybe I got that balance wrong.
Thus far, there have been no indications that ByteDance intends to sell TikTok. This entire bill is just to shake down ByteDance into selling to American investors. Mind you, a majority of ByteDance is owned by Americans currently. This is just imperialism, because American apps cannot compete with TikTok, and they're pissed about it. And rather than doing anything to improve the experience of people on their own apps, they want TikTok on. Also, people's awareness of Palestine really does factor in, and I'll get to that in a second.
On the one hand, I have information about this app that isn't public. On the other, the language of the bill was going to upset millions of people. My thinking was I could reconcile those two things by just making a video that said, hey, here's the situation. And that was a total disaster.
Part of this is a genuine lie. He didn't just talk about the language of the bill. He actually omitted something extremely, extremely important, which is that the bill does not just apply to TikTok. It applies to literally any app that the United States deems a foreign adversary or an agent of a foreign adversary. It is a censorship bill using TikTok as a Trojan horse. He's lying.
I really overestimated my ability to do that in a really hot moment when millions of people were laser focused on this. Some of you have said I must have been bought by somebody. Well, that is exactly why I don't take any corporate PAC money. Not from TikTok, not from Meta, not from any corporation.
Notice how he used extremely specific language in that sentence. He said, that's why I don't take corporate PAC money. Corporate. He does take PAC money. Open Secrets reports that Jeff Jackson took $10,000 from AIPAC between 2023 and 2024. What was happening between 2023? What has been happening between 2023 and 2024? Advocates for the occupation have been saying they have a TikTok problem. They have a TikTok problem. Well, it looks like they got a Jeff Jackson solution. Let's wrap this shit up, okay?
That doesn't change the fact that I screwed this up. I did. I apologize, and I will keep you posted.
Please don't. Thank you so much. Not you, sir. In my opinion, he's saying that he screwed up based off of the backlash that he got, not the fact that he made the vote in the first place. Because all evidence points to this being a hostile American takeover because we are seeing what is really happening. Not just in our country, but what our country does to other people around the world. And that is the national security threat that they're worried about. Because if people don't believe in America, America will cease to exist. Remember, people, national security in the United States is just like HR at a corporate job. They're not there to protect you. They're there to protect the company's interests. And America is the company. But anyways, I'll let this play you out. I'm going to allow you to watch his TikTok followers drop for a truly petty amount of time.